Hello, it's Dominique. So I'm continuing my project. I wanted to come back on the first page just to let you know that here the box that we've made, even though I had nice textured paper, it was not very sturdy, and I thought maybe with the card like the kid would take it and then it could rip. So I reinforced. So I took a piece of like an inch of cardstock. I scored in the half in the center along. I folded in two, I glued the inside so it's a double strip, and then I just glued it inside here. So that's why we see the green here, and so it's really sturdy now. And here I've added a few things. Here is a tuck spot, so if they want to put pictures, you can tuck them here. And it's the card I finished. I put a couple of stickers here. And on the other side, I finished this one too, so I put the card, I made the little card, in the back of the file. So just a little card here, toys and their list, because this is a toy box, so he's going to put the list of his favorite toys. And this one too, because the envelopes are pretty soft. Those are kind of card envelopes. And then, so the last one was kind of, I think it was too soft to put the card in, so I doubled that one too. So I added a strip, just like I did on this one. A strip behind, and so we can put the card more easily and then it doesn't rip. And also I made these little cards that have kind of a tab here with the toys. So I took like a 4 by whatever, I have different sizes here, and I made sure that the toy was kind of just a little bit under the 4-inch line, and then I fussy cut around at 3.5 inches, and then I fussy cut the rest. And I rounded my corners. So I have these cards, and I have another one right here. So I thought it was cool. So this goes in there. Okay, this page is done. Let's put the blue here. And then the yellow right here. So I use kind of my scraps to make those cards. So that's why there's one that's not as wide as the other ones, but it's okay. You can put photos here and or write journaling like the toys they prefer, and then they can put a photo in the back. So that's page 1 and 2, they're done. Here. Now, the next page. I was inspired by Rosa Kelly. She's making more and more of the interactions that I like so much. I commented on her video, and because I really like what she's making, but I haven't followed the tutorial. I didn't want to do the tutorial, so I like to try and figure out things, how they work. So what I did is I have my base page. First of all, I'm going to tell you the measurements. So I have 6 1/4 by 8. So the way I do that, I take a sheet. I usually work with the 8 1/2 by 11. On the 11 side, I cut like 6 1/2, and then I go all the way down to 8 1/2. So I have 8 1/2 here, and then 6 1/2 here. So I have like a quarter I can turn here, because I scored the line at 6 1/4 and the other line at 8. So I just glue them there. And then the second sheet, which is this one, because I was talking about this one that has the score line and then flipping and then gluing. This one here, I make the 6 1/4 by 8 inches, but just a little just a tiny little bit sliver less, so that it's easier to fold those. But it's very important to have the corners aligned. So that's the base of our pages. So I'm making this one. I made a green one. I'm making a blue one. And then I'll make a red, yellow, and orange. So those are the 5 colors I have in my cardstock package. So what I decided to do is I want to put a little interaction on the flap here, and then this is going to be opening like this. So I'll glue that down later, and maybe we'll do that now. So I'm going to glue that down here. But what I did here, I matted the page here, the sheet that I wanted, and I made this booklet. I took randomly, like, I don't know how much, 8 1/2 inches by 5 1/2, pretty much. But the first one, I took the first page here, like the cover, is all in one sheet, And these pages here that turn, put photos in, they're all this size, which is just a little less than the cover, and then plus a 1/4 inch so that I can pile them. So the way I did that is I had the first one that was folded at 1/4 inch, and then I did the same. I glued that one on top, but I made sure that I can see the fold here so that they fold properly. I did that 3 times. And the last one, I did the same, but I left more, like 1/2 inch, because I want this one to cover all the other ones, because it was getting stacked quite a bit, because I had 3 pieces glued on one on another. So this one I did the same. I made sure that I could see the fold line. I just glued it just a little bit off from the fold line, but I had the 1/2 inch here to kind of cover all the other ones that were pretty thick. And then I matted this. And also what I did in the back, I put a magnet, as you can see. And also there's a magnet that I put here when I matted this. And I put a brad here to hold it there. So the thing is that when you have, so this is a booklet, when you have photos that are portraits, it's that way. And if you have some that are landscape, you just turn and then you can see them like this. So you can just turn the pages and look at your photos. If there's another one that's a portrait, you just go like this and it stays there. She used a swing tab, but I decided to use a ribbon. I don't have any ribbon yet on my project, so I thought that I would put one there. So I have a ribbon. Maybe I have a little bit too long here. So that's my page. So I'm going to be able now to glue that on here, right there, and I've tapered the corners there. Sorry. So I'm going to glue that on the here. Not quite on the edge, but close. And I'm leaving the same amount of border on each side. Just pressing that here. Here is nice and straight. So this is it. So it's turning like this. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make pockets. So what I take is just a piece of cardstock. I measure what I need. Let me check if it's still right. Okay, so from the fold here to the edge right here, this is what I need. So I took randomly, like this is 4.5 inches. I'm going to cut 2 strips of about 1 inch, and then I'm going to have a larger or a wider piece here. So I'm going to score the sheet before I cut them. So that way you're sure that all your pockets, when you fold them and glue them underneath, on the page here, they're all going to be the same size because you've scored everything at the same time. So I'm going to score here and then here. So I have 1/2 inch and then 1/2 inch on each side pretty much. Hope it's straight. Yeah. Come on. Just want to make sure it's in the right. Yep. So now I can cut them now. So I'm going to cut 1 inch the pocket. Another one, same. And then this one's going to be the lower one. So I think we're going to be good with this. So I start by folding the last one. First I need to taper right here. Okay, so because it's a pocket, I'm going to put a little strip of glue here. It doesn't have to be all the way. You can still do it though. Doesn't matter. And you put glue on both flaps. And then you glue that one down here. I would go to the edge of the card here, like the flap, just to make sure that it's all aligned. I'm leaving for sure the amount of paper right here, so I can see my fold. And here, because I have a little bit more, I'm just going to push it a little bit. So, and then here, down here. So this is the first pocket. My blade is getting dull a little bit, so I'm using this the back of the sponge here, so it removes all the little pieces that did not cut. It's the best thing. Okay, so here for the other one. So all I have to do is put glue on these two edges right here. Don't need to taper those because we're gonna slide things in it. So now this one you glue just on top of the other one. Don't leave too much. I would leave like a 32nd of an inch. As long as they don't overlap. It has to be free. Doing the same with that one. Has to be really aligned. And also, again, the same distance between the two little pockets. Well, they're not little pockets because they're going to go all the way down. Like I have a, let's say this is a photo, so it's going to go all the way down. So we're going to cover those separately. So what I need to do is measure this one. I would say 1/8 of an inch, maybe, or 1/16 of an inch around, so smaller for the whole thing. Mat that. And then when I take other pieces of let's say I take this one, maybe I could even use that one. So I'm just going to get it 1/16 of an inch smaller. I'm going to cut this. So what I'm going to do, like this is too wide. You need to have at least the width of the pocket plus, I would say, 1/4 of an inch or more. So, and then what you have to do is just glue the top part here. So what you have to do is, let's do it, just on the edges here, and then one in here in the center. You don't want to put the glue all the way here, because then it's going to glue everything inside, and your pockets won't be free to put the photos in. So just go like this. I hold it up so that the glue doesn't go on my work, and I go to just about a 1/16 of an inch, the same as I have here and here. Usually it's better if you have the same there. So this is what I have there, and then I'm going to do the same with another piece of paper. Maybe this one. Yep, would be good. So I'm going to measure exactly. The best thing is to really measure them all the same before you start gluing them on. Maybe I'm going to use both of the... So here I need to have this width plus a little bit more, so I'm going to cut it right here. And then that one I'm going to have right here too, like a 1/16 of an inch away here to this one here. This is the bottom one, so you don't need to go inside. Of course, it's just on the top. So I'm going to cut this one here, and then that one there. So this one is going to go there, so I do the same. Just a little bit, not more than the width of this one. Or you could go on it, but then if you go past on the little allowance you have there of the border, then you have glue there. You don't want that. So I just do this. I'm holding it up. I'm going to go inside, and then when I get to the right distance on the top of the pocket, I just press. This one's going to go there too. So this one is easy. You go all the way, do the whole thing, and then just go like this. And that's it. You got your 3 pockets. So let's say you have a picture, photo, and put in. So it goes all the way down here. Goes here. And I suggest after you finish that, you check to see if they all go in, just in case the glue would have smeared a little bit underneath, because you don't want to block with glue in the center of the pockets. So you just go like this. And then I need to do the matting here, which would be, if I could get some more of this. Do I have any more? I can use, I think I'm going to use this one. So I need to have, I'm going to cut it right there, and then I need to be the same width as this one here. So it's not, let's do here, and then here. That's it. Zoom. Because I want to have like 2 half pictures. I have this one there. So this would go in here, and I would do that right here, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, no, I'm going to cut right here, because I don't want to have half of an image on the top. It's not very nice. So I'm just going to do that right now. So I made it longer. That's all that counts. It's like, I would say, not much longer, just a little bit. So I'm going to do that right there. This one you glue all the way, the whole thing. Try and have them all aligned together here. There we go. So we have our pockets. So it goes here, here, and here. So that's it for this video. I'm going to try and figure out something to do here. Nothing too thick, because we don't have a gusset here, and I don't want to make a gusset. So something simple here, maybe a photo mat, maybe, I'll see. So I'll be with you when I get there, when I get the idea, and then I'll have more to show you for other pages. So stick around. Until next time, see you. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.